Picture two identical cars traveling in opposite directions. They're on a collision course, both moving at exactly 50 miles per hour. When those two cars finally crash head-on, is the force of that impact the same as one of those cars hitting a solid, immovable brick wall at 50 miles per hour? Or is it the same as hitting that wall at 100 miles per hour, the combined closing speed of both vehicles? Your gut instinct is probably screaming 100. It makes perfect intuitive sense. You double the speed of the impact, you double the damage. But as compelling as that logic feels, the actual physics of the crash say something completely different. Adding 50 and 50 to get 100 here is mathematically and scientifically wrong. This cognitive trap is so effective that it regularly catches people who do engineering for a living. During a demolition episode of MythBusters, host Jamie Heineman confidently stated on air that two trucks colliding head-on at 50 miles an hour would experience a force equal to hitting a solid rock wall at 100. If one of the most famous science communicators on television fell for it, we have to look closely at what is actually happening in the math. What invisible physical forces are tricking our brains and making that 100-mile-per-hour impact disappear? To unpack this problem, isolate the exact geometric midpoint between the approaching Rs. Because both cars have identical mass and speed, that center line never moves. The perfectly symmetrical collision means neither vehicle can overpower the other to push that midpoint backward. In physics, an imaginary plane that does not move or yield to pressure is functionally identical to a solid, immovable brick wall. Shifting perspective to one of the drivers, you realize their car is only ever decelerating from its initial 50 miles per hour down to 0. Because that midpoint acts as a perfectly rigid wall, the other car's speed genuinely does not factor into what your own vehicle experiences. Your vehicle just hits 0, and you completely stop. Looking at the total kinetic energy present, you see where the 100-mile-per-hour intuition originates. In a 50 and 50 crash, the combined energy genuinely doubles. The sleight of hand is assuming all that doubled energy gets funneled into one vehicle. In physical reality, that massive energy pool splits perfectly between two crumpling cars. Compared to a single vehicle hitting a wall at 50 miles per hour, the math aligns perfectly. Each independent car absorbs the exact same amount of energy. When you take double the total energy and share it evenly across double the number of crumpling vehicles, it works out to the exact same energy dissipated per car. This rule relies entirely on one strict condition. There must be perfect symmetry between the two vehicles. If you break that symmetry by crashing a heavy, loaded semi-truck into a small, compact car at identical speeds, the physics change violently. That invisible midpoint is no longer stationary. The heavier mass of the truck easily overpowers the smaller car, pushing the centerline rapidly backward through space. Because the lighter car is forced backward while actively crushing, it undergoes a dramatically larger acceleration. It absorbs a wildly disproportionate, devastating share of the force. But returning to the classic scenario, a perfectly symmetric head-on collision between identical cars traveling 50 miles per hour apiece is exactly the same as hitting a solid wall at 50. It is a clear reminder that physics has no obligation to agree with what feels obvious to human common sense. Our brains are wired to fear the massive total energy of a crash. Yet the actual math determining the force you feel hides exactly where the symmetry of the situation is easiest